Forever hold your peace. My chair makes an awful creaking noise, man.
Aye, that's right, sweet.
That's because it's Higme. It needs oiled.
Aye.
Right, welcome along to the Q&A live with Alex McWattles. Firstly, Alex, how are you doing?
Aye, I'm doing alright. How about yourself?
Not too bad, not too bad. Just trying to keep things ticking over, keep people informed and up to date and what's going on and working away still, so all that kind of stuff. How's lockdown been for you?
Aye, it's been alright. Fortunate enough, I'm off actually fully paid. I've got a bit, only for stuff I really had to do was a bit of college work. So fortunate enough, I've just been focusing on doing a bit of that every day and just really doing my exercise every day to just try to keep fit. Because hopefully as soon as we get announced that the fitness season's back, I'll be coming back flying and fresh, really.
You've been doing your 5Ks. How's that been going?
Well, actually, I've only done 2. As soon as I beat the sub 20 time, I kind of just chucked it. I just done that. No, I normally, even when since I've been younger, I just really ran 1 and 2 mile as fast as I can, and that was kind of the only thing I think that I ever really need to do, just at a really fast tempo, and that kept me fit enough through my fitness career. So, but I think if I kept doing the 5Ks, I'd even beat the time I'd done. But still, I think 19:20 is a good time. So.
Who's the fastest in the team of it? Who's been the best so far?
I think we Dino done it something like 18:15 or 18:20, but
decent. Good standard.
That's a good standard.
Running in flat land, was he up down hills? I mean, that's nice. It's all about the route, innit? It's all about the route.
Aye. Hopefully he can maybe get and work on his ball control now that he's got his running sorted. But nah, I'm only joking. Wee man's decent, but it's a good time for him. So it's a really good time for him.
So in terms of lockdown, then what you been up to apart from the kind of running about? Have you been watching much on TV or Netflix and all that? Anything exciting you've been kind of watching?
I actually, it's something that would get put on the TV ages ago, but I just started watching it. It's Man City All or Nothing with Pep Guardiola.
Yeah.
I think it was about 2 or 3 years ago, but I just started watching that and it's brilliant. Just
it's excellent, isn't it?
How positive he is, it's unbelievable. Even if you're, for instance, if he's telling his players just to keep playing, even though they're doing 3-0, he's saying to him, just if there's 10 minutes or 20 minutes of a game, if you keep playing and you get one chance and you maybe get a goal back, you're going to win a game. And you see it. He does it with De Bruyne. He says, keep making that run, you're going to score at one point. This is at half time, he says it. And 46 minutes, De Bruyne makes the first run of the second half, and he scores. And you're just like, any other managers kind of, they're positive about what their philosophy is, but when they start to see maybe go down 1 or 2-0, they change it up where he just keeps faith and just keeps going and going. And all right, sometimes it maybe goes against you, but he showed that if you keep doing it, they win a league fit. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's a great documentary. It just shows how detailed he is as well about like preparation and stuff.
Preparation is 100%, 10 out of 10. So it is.
It's a good. Have you watched the one with Sunderland Till I Die on Netflix?
I watched the first season and I think compared to Man City one, it's not very great.
It's a different thing, isn't it? It's more about how the club is running, about the club, whereas I think the All or Nothing series are generally about the coach and how the coach prepares a team and how, because there's so many. You watch the ones in American football and all that, and it's incredible how it's all about the actual on the park thing, you know.
I think the difference is with Sunderland and Man City thing. All right, Guardiola and Sunderland manager at the time, I forget who it was.
Jack Ross.
Jack Ross. No, but I think the first season he wasn't Jack. It was
Simon Grayson.
It was Simon Grayson.
And Chris Coleman.
And Chris Coleman. It's also a big jump, but I just think when you actually look at out with the manager of football, when you look at the director who's dealing with the signings and talking, in my opinion, he didn't really have a clue. And he's looking. If you looked at his full Sunderland team, he played players like Jack Rodwell sitting on the bench for 70 grand a week.
Yeah.
And you'd just be trying to get him out the door.
Did you not? You've obviously not seen the second one, but they sell Josh Maja in the second season to Marseille because his contract was going out. But I just felt that they were trying to find a striker in that window, and they couldn't find a striker for any decent money. They'd have been better off keeping the boy Maja for, well, I think he went for a couple of million. And he's the last 6 months of his deal, so he'd have probably got them up because he was scoring goals for fun until he left, and it just seemed like as you say, he didn't really understand what needed for the football side of things, which was
I think
interesting.
Like, the backroom staff in Sunderland, to be fair to them, they looked as if they tried and they want the club to do well, but I don't think they had anybody really a football sense in it because they were just hoping for everything. They weren't actually like going, this is. If we do this, it's going to win us or keep us up or win us the League One. We're just kind of hoping a lot. Well, for the first season, that's what I took for it.
So what about music? Have you been listening to any sort of music while you've been in lockdown in particular?
I don't sit and listen to music a lot. If I'm sitting on my phone, I watch the TV. But to be fair, I'm not a DJ for the boys. So
I've heard about this.
But I love my GBX, so I do love that. But I do mix up. Well, Jordan Stewart's always on at me for a bit of house and techno, so I get that in there. But I like a genre of music, so a lot of them. But my problem is I don't change it up. I still listen to songs I was listening to 5 and 6 years ago. Unless I hear it on the radio, I go, right, I like that song now, but I don't go, I'll listen to this new album to see if I like it. It doesn't interest me.
Question then about the music. I've noticed when I've been wandering about kind of outside the dressing room sometimes, do you play some song from like the Jungle Book or something? Is that one of the songs that you play?
Jungle Book?
Aye, like it always sounds like as if
it should be a song.
I don't know.
So,
I don't know.
But
there's one that sounds like it should be in a Disney movie, and I think I always walk by and I think to myself, it's always on kind of quite early after the match is finished, and I always think to myself, what is that? Why is that song in the playlist? I need to have a look at your playlist and see what it is.
I just jump through my SoundClouds and put our songs on from Apple Music too, but I can't think what one it is now.
There's one, honestly, I've heard it a few times this season after he's won, and I'm thinking to myself, is that like the song they play when they win or something? But it does sound like a Disney movie song. I always find it funny. I was like, that should never be a dressing room. I expected better.
It's what every boys like. I don't mind it. So.
But let's see if you get any questions in already from the McWaters fan club. I'm sure they'll be out in force tonight.
I don't know, the biggest one will be David Syme. He'll be using about 5 different accounts to try and slag me.
He does like giving it out, doesn't he?
Aye.
There's quite a few boys I think they do that. I think they come in and their brothers or their girlfriends' accounts and ask questions, and you're like, oh, there we go. You can suss out later on who it is. But doesn't look like I've got any questions at the moment, so we'll just chat a bit about the season just passed. Your first season at Co-Winning, how did you feel it went?
It went not successfully because we didn't win nothing. So, but I still think we done well. So we did. But I think at the start, if you'd have said we would have been competing for the league, well, from my point of view, I thought we were. But I heard a few boys saying that a lot of people were just trying to get us to stay up. But I think if you'd have said at the start, on the last few weeks where we compete for the league, you'd have said, don't know. But then if you look over the season, maybe the games we lost or drew, you'd have said we didn't do good enough. Like for instance, December, we lost something like 15 or 16 goals in 3 games. Maybe more, I think it was. It was a disaster.
Near enough, 49.
So, and like, if you cut that out, it's a lot closer than what it was. Do you know what I mean? A lot closer. But that's the difference between good teams and really good teams. Do you know what I mean? So I think if we're looking at next year, if you're looking for your progress, you would be saying in that time period we can't lose them games and we can't lose them like that. Do you know what I mean?
What about yourself then, from your own point of view, from your own kind of being your first season at a new club? How did you feel for you that it went?
I think I done alright. I done well. I don't know if Ben finished on my goals. I think I got 9 or 10. So I did, and I got a lot of assists. But I thought myself I done well, but I still thought myself I probably should have scored more goals. I probably should have shot a bit more. So I should have. But there's always you can't. I don't think there's any player that comes out and says they've done the best. Like, they've done amazing that season unless you win a league or win a cup. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think you can come out and say, "Oh, it was your best season" until you come out with a bit of trophy with it and a lot more goals than what I did. So I done alright. I'd say I done all okay.
Bear with me, Alex. I'm going to shut my window. My neighbours started drilling something, so people will just be hearing a really loud drill. So I need to shut the window. Unfortunately, give me 2 minutes.
Don't worry about it.
I was really hopeful that he was finished his landscaping for the night. He's been landscaping since Saturday. He's been having diggers and all sorts up the street. So I thought he was done for the day, but I could open my window and give myself some fresh air. But it's going to be really noisy, so I don't want him to listen to that kind of garbage. But just going back to the season, what would you say your kind of highlight would have been yourself? Any particular goal perhaps that stood out, or any match for example?
I think if you're talking for me myself,
yeah,
probably be like a goal at Largs, wouldn't it? Come back against my old team, and at that point we had only lost one game and drew one game. Oh no, we lost one and drew two. But Talbot had lost one and drew one day, and we had them the following week. And going to Largs against my old team, you always want to beat your old teammate because you played a season win before. And especially when I done well at Largs, we get promoted, we got a cup final, and a few boys, like two boys we were playing against that day, were my two best pals, John Mitchell and Ben Eardley. Boys I grew up with and played at Montmey for years. But just the way the game went, we were all over them, and they got a goal with 15 minutes to go, and we're 1-0 down, and I'm thinking, after this game, I'm just going to get abuse. I them two saying how bad we are, and wee Mikey gets a goal, and he go and score. To be fair, I did say to my pal 2 minutes before I scored, I said, for a joke, I said, I'm going to score the winner today, and he's like, no, you're not. And when I scored, I done a wee celebration. The Largs fans weren't too happy, but that's part and parcel of the games. You know what I mean? It happens.
That's it. You're a winning player now, and you've obviously the emotion of winning basically scoring the winner is obviously always going to be.
Oh, it was brilliant. It was to keep us top of the league and all, because we'd beat Pollock a week before or 2 weeks before that. So it's to keep us that league. So they're going to be buzzing about it, definitely.
Well, that's it. So let's see. I think we've got some questions coming in now. One's coming from William Johnson. He's asking, who out of your current teammates would you think would turn out to be a good manager?
A good manager?
Tough question to start. I thought that's that.
It's a great question to start. Manager. Actually, let me have a think. No, Davey, because he's not a people person. He would just kill people's confidence.
Don't read the chat. You focus on me. You ignore the comments, and I'll read the comments.
No, I've not got the comments. I'm just saying I'm thinking in my head too. I would think.
Oh, right. He's already commented saying that he's.
I'm not reading it. I'm just like I would probably say for football knowledge wise, and I think probably I'd be one. I think myself, apart from myself, I think.
We're talking about teammates, you know.
I would probably say Carlo. I think he's got a good football sense. He's got a good knowledge of football, and he knows how to talk to people, different people. Like as in, if you see him with Simon on a Saturday, he gets through him. Then for like some younger boys coming up who are maybe nervous, he knows how to speak to them, and he's also an experienced pro himself. But I think he could be a good coach. I think Carlo would be a good coach for it.
I think Mr. Symes already in the comments suggesting it'll be him that'll be the coach in that team. So he's also Syme himself is asking, why does he always want to be like him?
But I always want to be like David Syme.
Apparently.
Just next question. I wouldn't even answer that.
Yeah, no justification for an answer. That's fair. But yeah, so obviously we're looking ahead. Obviously, football is off just now. It's disappointing we're missing the football. But obviously, the plans for next season is to go into the new kind of West of Scotland League, kind of into this SFA pyramid. What's your thoughts on that? What do you think of that new step for the club?
Well, at first I was kind of thinking I would have just kept the juniors the way they are, because, like, in my opinion, if you go in and maybe go up, they can only go up so far because, for instance, if Cowan and get just say for instance Cowan and keep winning leagues and they get a championship and maybe get into Premier League, realistically inertia, people are still going to have the back over Kilmarnock and they'll have their Cowan in the Premier League because Kilmarnock have still already got maybe a couple of thousand fans. I know Cowan have got a couple of thousand, but the money people will be in towards Kilmarnock. So that was my first opinion. But then I realised it'd be a good thing to get my players involved with junior football and that day. But I would have just said, the way they did the leagues, just kept them the way they were, and just said if you win a junior league, you go up and you maybe have a player for the second junior team to go up, because I don't think it's fair every year only one team goes up, or especially in League 2 in Scotland that if you come bottom, you don't get down. I don't get it. If you're the worst team in the league, if you're the worst team in the league, just get down, because you can't because then really with 10 games to go in the season, and if you're not doing well, you can go, we'll know today for the next 10 games we can maybe give young boys a game and hang out and keep your players for the big game, and I don't think that's really fair because they're just looking forward to one game playoff. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's it. I think there's perhaps maybe going to be discussions kind of further down the line about changing that, but that'll take a long time to really to happen. But just now, I think it's an opportunity as well for the players as well to kind of test yourself at a higher level, isn't it?
It gives a bit more interest, especially for younger folk too, because maybe boys come through at Cowan and they'll say maybe like 15, 16 years ago in 2 or 3 years' time, we maybe don't need, if they maybe not get asked to move on to higher clubs, as in proper professional clubs, they maybe have a chance, they maybe have a better chance of going to make a winning first team the day maybe Ayr or Kilmarnock, so they maybe get more actual real fit by time than some of the boys at Kilmarnock and Melville. So it's a good, in that way, it's maybe a good sense too.
Well, that's it. I think certainly we as a club have a pathway there that now maybe has that opportunity for those younger boys that maybe, like you say, 15, 16, kind of looking ahead to maybe they've had some chances at the pro kind of youth level and maybe have been come back to a team like Cowan, but then they've got a second chance really to go and prove themselves in the senior ranks. Because, and obviously for a player like yourself, you've spent some time with pro clubs in the past, so you know what that's like, and kind of coming back to maybe bounce back. And again, for guys like yourself, I think the new league is an opportunity for you to really go and test yourself, and perhaps maybe someday kind of go back up the leagues in a different way at a later stage in your career. Because sometimes you see players who maybe come into junior level, but they do bounce back and get picked up by a League 1 or League 2 club, So there's definitely possibilities. And I think the thing as well is it's all progression, isn't it? And the chance to get the likes of Scottish Cup entries and things like that gives you maybe the opportunity of drawing like a Rangers or Celtic or
if you look
stuff
at
like that.
If you look at BSC or the Lowland League and look at Talbot a year before, they get Hearts and Hibs. So
yeah, exactly.
That's
so
great achievements to get there. Never mind.
Well, that's it. And I think from a club point of view, I think speaking to the guys at BSC, that's life changing, that game, the Hibs game for them, for example, in terms of what they can do with that, the kind of financial aspects of that makes a difference as well to all clubs, and that's definitely one we're looking forward to hopefully getting to do at some point. But obviously football not around at the moment, it's disappointing, but this is we hope that I guess everyone just stays healthy, stays safe, and we can get back sooner rather than later, isn't it? That's the thing.
Definitely.
Right, we're going to go into some quick fire questions. So we're just going to ask you kind of quick fire, looking for your first answer. Basically, don't think too much about the questions, but just as quick as you can kind of reply. So first question: favorite player growing up?
Steven Gerrard.
Interesting. I thought you went for some sort of tricky winger. I thought you did for them maybe like I was going to say Ryan Giggs, but you're probably too young for Ryan Giggs.
No, I think I was always a striker when I was younger, and I loved Larson and I loved our forwards, but I kind of moved back into centre midfield for a few years. And I just liked Gerrard, just like he was a leader, and I just liked the way he always stepped up to the game, so he did. But I didn't always just go with Messi and Ronaldo, who were the best in the world. I just liked him I thought he was massively underrated. I'd have probably said the only person in England better than him as a midfielder is Paul Scholes.
Paul Scholes, yeah, for sure. Never won a trophy, did he really? That's the one thing about Gerrard. They always say.
He won a Champions League.
Oh, that's what he did. I thought no, he didn't win a league. So he never won a league. That's what it was, isn't it? The only player to win a league. That's what they always say about Gerrard. But yeah, great player. I agree with that. All right, okay. What do you want to be if it wasn't a footballer?
To be honest, I never ever thought about it. I never really. I didn't ever go, if that didn't work out, I always kind of was.
So from a very young age, you're going to be a footballer.
I even remember being in school when you always get a question, and I would just go to fit a player. And I even remember the time when we were in school, in the early years of high school, our school football team were the first team in Inverclyde to do a double in 20 years. So and we done it 2 years in a row. And I always remember a head teacher giving out like congratulations to the music department for coming second and just getting places. And I think one day I remember saying to him, I says, "Was we ever going to get a shout at assembly at the end of the week?" He's like, "What do you mean, Alec?" And I says, "Well, we've brought 4 trophies in 2 years to you." I was like, "You've not won, just said congratulations to us." And I think a year or something later, and he says, "Well, it was a question what you're going to be," and I says, "Well, I'm still with a football player." And he says, "Aye, but realistically," and a year later I left school and I come up to him with my letter of leave and he's like, "Oh, what are you doing, Alec?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm going full time." And and I said it with a kind of smirk to say, like, well, you don't always go against people, you know what I mean? Can't never retire, so.
That's it. Alright, what's your favourite takeaway?
Chinese.
But would you order it Chinese?
I got special curry with the onions and mushrooms, salt and chilli chips and rice.
What's a special curry? What's that?
Chicken, beef, pork and prawns.
All in the one dish? That's wild.
It's brilliant.
It's wild. Right, how hot's your Nando's sauce?
Either hot or medium, depending on how I'm feeling.
Favourite actor or actress?
Will Smith.
I'm sure Carlos said that actually, I think last week.
I think actually guessed Carlos, because I said the same. I says, "Bitch, Carlos, same as mine, it's Will Smith." And I think actress, I'd go for Scarlett Johansson.
Okay. Biggest fear? Don't say I'm fearless.
No. Missing a penalty. I always hit penalties. And I think when I was younger, I hadn't missed one for years. But my dad had never missed one either. And one day I missed one, a penalty shootout. And after that, I still take them. Well, I always say, see if I got and score one, I miss one, I'll take one right away. But it's just always confident in them, but I just go, if you miss this, you just get dogs abuse. and just like, it's just one of the things you just never want to do it because it's a free shot, isn't it? But I would still always take them. I always feel confident to take them.
Fair play. What's your dream car?
My dad's pal's got a Rolls Royce, so I'd probably go for one of them now because I'd been in it. It was a cracker.
Nice.
One time, me and my pals were going to a wedding, and he'd come in and I was like, "My dad, can you take us to a wedding now?" And my dad's pal just walked in. I said, "Oh wait, you want to take us?" And said, he dropped his laugh in it, but he took me and my 2 pals to a wedding, and one of my pals was sitting in the back where I think I had a bottle of vodka, and he's like, "See if I just give you a couple of quid, can you just drive a bit this if all night with tunes on?" But no, it was such a nice car. It's a cracker. I'd probably go for one of them.
Rolls Royce, nice. Probably upstage the bride, turn up in a wedding in a Rolls Royce.
No, to be fair, we were on the night invite, so she was already half camped at that time, so she wouldn't have seen us.
Fair enough. Right, Messi or Ronaldo?
Ronaldo.
Okay. Favourite sport outside of football?
Outside of football? I love badminton.
Badminton? Are you good at it?
Aye, in high school I loved it. It was brilliant. So
I used to play for Ayrshire at badminton.
Aye.
We'll need to get a game, aye. Once this is over, we'll need to get a game.
Up
to Inverclyde Sports Centre, get a wee game going or something.
Aye, definitely. Basil sorted us out. No, we don't need to pay for a co-op.
Right, excellent. Right, let's see. Next. In fact, no, I've run out of questions. I'm at 1 to 10. Let's see if we get any questions over on the Facebook and YouTube. Your man Simon's back in again. He says, "How's it feel going back professional, Alex? Your dream has come true, right enough."
Tell him it feels brilliant. So it is. Nah.
He's your biggest fan, it looks like, innit? He looks like your biggest fan.
It's because he's getting 8 pals. He just wants to always talk about me. He's getting 8 pals. So it is.
See any other questions in there? If you've got any questions, drop us a comment on YouTube or on Facebook for Alex. He'll be sure to answer them. Just remember as well, 8 o'clock, we've got the finalists of the FIFA tournament coming up. We'll have Carlo Monte, Logan Craig and Mikey Moynihan. Jared, who's the other finalist, can't make it, unfortunately. So the 3 of them will be on. We'll have a chat about the FIFA tournament so far and the finals coming up. You didn't fancy the FIFA tournament, Alex? Was it you too scared of Carlo, was it? Was that what it was?
First time me and Carlo ever played. Dusted him. and he beat me, and we've played a few times. But last time I played him, I beat him anyway. So.
All right, okay. Carlo fancies himself for the tournament and has done.
Oh, he's good. He is really good, to be fair. He's beat me more times than I beat him, so I'd probably say he would have probably beat me anyway.
Oh yeah, so you just sell the embarrassment, is that what it was?
No, I was going in, I couldn't be really be asked, to be honest. That's all.
Just messing with you. Right, let's talk about your 1 to 11 then. So what we do is we ask each of the players who come on to basically go through a list of players that they would put in basically a team of people they've played with as part of their career. So firstly, what's your formation? What formation are we going to go for?
I'll just go for 4-4-2.
4-4-2, standard, old school.
4-4-2.
Flat back 4 across the middle, 2 up front.
Definitely.
Nothing exotic with wingers or anything.
No, because 4-4-2, you can have one striker that comes in short for a ball, and the 2 wingers like press high. Just straight 4-4-2, best formation you'll get.
Excellent. So start with your goalkeeper, and who would you pick as your goalkeeper, and why?
I used to hate goalies, so I'd always hated them. But why I really kind of stood out for us because there's big Ali Graham I played with at Huddersfield. It was a cracking goalie, but it was even better with his feet, or just as good with his feet. And at training, even Smadder and Marky will tell you, I'm always on it to goalies just to give me a ball. Like even if I'm on a touchline or near it, and I always moan at him. But Big Ali, even when I was maybe 20 years old, I'd try and get the ball, he would just zing onto my feet every time. So, but he was a really good goalie too. Even when I played against him, a couple of times he wonder saves and his kicking's tremendous. So it's brilliant.
All right, then who's your left back?
Left back, Mark Russell. I played with him through my youth at Morton, and when I trained a lot with first team, we started when Morton only started our youth teams. Me and him, I think under 14s, he was 16s, and I was up playing with him a lot, and it was just different for everybody. He was a lot more mature as a player, and he's the first player I've seen with a left footer, and he dribbled with his right foot when he was going inside. Like he could dribble with his right. Like it was weird. It was just watching him, and it was good. He was on a different level for everybody else at a young age. So he was, especially at his age group, because he was 2 years older than me. But he done well. I went and played over 100 games with Martin, and he's playing in Ireland now. But he's a very good player.
Okay, we'll be a right back then.
My right back was going to be Adam Hodge, but I can't really give him it because he's the only reason I got a move to Huddersfield, because I gave him a doing about 4 times every time I played against him. So I had to give him a mention, but because he kept texting me, well, 1 to 11, am I going to win it? I was like, But funny enough, my right backs is going to be a boy called Conor McIntyre, who I played youth with at East End, his boys club. But see, at 13, he will not even mind me saying this, he couldn't kick his own arse. But by the time he was 21, 22, he had won every cup going. Scottish Cup, West Cups, Paisley League a couple of times. And he just came on so much that I've never seen that play before. And he was a really good, he's still a cracking defender now, but he's the most decorated player I know. And it's alright saying maybe it might be a lower level than other people, but you can only play at the level you're at, and he's won everything he's won, so fair enough to him.
So he's a born winner then?
He's honestly good player.
Alright, your centre back pairing, does Simon make it?
Nah. He doesn't, honestly. I'll go with actually David Barron. I'll go with, he's actually, funny enough, my uncle. Well, he's married to Manty, but me and him signed for Huddersfield at the same time, and he played either centre mid or centre half. But when he went to centre back, he just stole games. So he did, and he had a really good career. I think he played in the SPL for 10 years.
St Mirren, was it?
He got to 2 CIS Cup finals. One he lost, one he won. He wasn't actually a right back, but he played a lot at centre half, and it just felt as if he could have played there with 3 cigars if he wanted. He done really well, so he did.
And where's he now?
He's at Pollock, so he is.
Pollock,
well, but he's talking that. It was just, you could tell he was a senior player. Do you know what I mean? He came down, he was talking, and he was always on everybody's cases. So it was good for the team.
All right, just saying centre back.
Just when he only played with me at Morton for about 6 months, but Gavin Gunning, he was there for a season. He was just so arrogant, and so he was good with young boys as well. I remember training, and he couldn't run, so he'd just go like that. Everybody just gave me a ball at my feet, and he was chopping strikers on his goal line, and his attitude and everything. He's just a brilliant player. Like, I was watching him, his Stroll games, and I think he was something like 35 in the game, I was like 34, and he would just go at the assistant manager and that during training. What was it he used to say again? He used to say to centre-half, the assistant manager, he used to go, how the fuck can you tell me about today when I'm the best player here?
Don't swear. Can I swear?
Sorry. He goes like, how can you tell me about today when I'm the best player here? And
because he was confident.
And I remember one day, I think the assistant manager went to say something to him, and he done that. And don't even say it to me, and he just put one in the top corner for about 35 yards out, and I just says, that guy's a player, do you know what I mean? It was brilliant, so it was.
Excellent. Right, okay, so going into midfield then, who are you starting at right mid?
Right mid, I'll go for Luke McCowan, another boy I played with at East End Boys Club. Youth, but right now he's playing with our United first team in the Championship. And he's ripping up. So as I think honestly, if the season would have kept going, you'd have probably seen he would have made a move to England or in the Premier League. So he was him again. Didn't get into senior football till he was, I think he was 18 maybe, and he'd won every cup that is going. Now he's playing the Championship. So realistically, he's probably had one of the best careers you'll see.
All right, who's
the
left one? Alex McWattles.
Well, I'm not going to I would have put myself in the team, but if you're going with just picking 11 I'd played with, probably a big boy I played with Morton take out Dave McNeil. He was also at Kilmarnock when he was younger. He would get called Berbatov just because he was so lazy, but see, as soon as he get the ball, he was quick, he was direct, he could score goals. His ability was incredible, but Affy boy just, you could offer him like £1 million that he could back in the box when he done, he would just say, nah, just give the ball. But no, he was
strolled about then.
Aye. So it would.
All right, who's your centre mid pairing then?
My centre mid pairing would probably be Gary Fleming. I've got a name Gaz, I think, just because he compliments me so much. He just always gives me a ball, and for us this year, I think he's strolled it every week, most weeks, and he's just a good player. And I seen him when he was at Dumbarton and Morton. He played against us a few times, and even as a striker, you could see he was just like an old-fashioned football player. Just got a ball and done what he wanted, but he had a good attitude. So, Gary will be there, and I think my other centre mid would be Liam Caddis. Well, I played with him at Huddersfield.
Yeah.
Liam signed the same year as me to Huddersfield, and I would probably say Liam's the best in the league.
Right, okay.
So I would just his conversion rate for centre mid. I think his first year at Huddersfield, he scored 28 goals for centre mid.
Is he centre mid? Right, okay.
So I think we're in training, and the ball would come to him for 25 yards out or 20 yards out. He'd just think up and score overhead kicks, and I was just thinking to myself, "Is this guy doing?" And he could play too, so he'd definitely them two players who are just like old. When you used to watch old-fashioned games, you just used to chop people, run about, and just zing balls 50 yards wide. They're brilliant, both of them.
I think looking back, I mean, I've only been really watching junior football since the start of this season. Really, I've never been involved in junior football before, and Liam Caddis is certainly one player from the games I've watched this season that he stood out incredibly for Huddersfield in the games we've played against him.
He's just like just when we used to be playing at school, when you just be shooting for everywhere and trying. Like, I remember he was telling me about when he was at St Johnstone, and I could just imagine him doing the same things as he does in the street, as he does in the park. Like, he wouldn't be caring if anybody moaned at him or not. He was just, he's a really good player. So I was very impressed with him the first season I played with him.
All right, who's your front two then?
My front two would be, first one would be kind of dropped me out of team, was a boy I played with at Morton, who's called John Scullion. He played with Kilburn this year, but see, honestly, if you ask any player who played with him, if you could get him fit, he would have probably played in the Celtic team. He's amazing. He was both fitted. I remember watching him when we played in the Resi League. 35 yards out, left foot, tap corner, 35 yards out, right foot, tap corner. I think it let him down because he wasn't fit enough. Even one time we played Aston Villa at Caplow, I think we played him the first 10 minutes, nobody was getting close to him because I thought he was kind of heavy, just a wee heavy guy up front. And next minute he was dragging people left, dragging people right. And I think even a few Aston Villa boys were like that after the game to him. Where did you play before this? And that, like, saying to him how you here, but as you say, I'm sure he'd be there. And I think obviously as a number 9, you always need. My number 9's always just about goals. And I think I've got to give Big Addy when I was at Largs a shout. He's even Scott Adam when I was at Largs. He was just, for his game today, he complimented me a lot. he just scored goals. It didn't matter if it went in off his heart, his bum, or it went in off his nose. And I think the season we get promoted, I think he gets something like 30 goals. But he complimented me a lot because every time he got the ball, he would want me to come play with him, and I either played left or right in the middle. So I either played up half him, or he always was coming at my side, and if he seen me with the ball, he would either let me just be 1v1 or he would come play with me. So he had really good link up play, and he's just a natural goal scorer. Even you see it this year, I think he was up there in the top 3 goal scorers, and his team are sitting 10th or something. So, you know what I mean? So to do that well just shows you've got something about you. Do you know what I mean?
Right, so that's a great one to live in. The next question I always like to ask after this is basically, who would you, out of any opponents you've played like against this season, who would you want to put in your team? As in, like, if you could bring MD in from outside into the co-winning team, who would it be? Like you said, Liam Caddis is the best player in the league. So let's pick someone else.
I would say it's one of the best players. Like, he's up there in the top 3.
But if you bring somebody for any team, you had a free choice, any team, any player, who would you pick?
Graham Wilson.
Auckland Talbot, striker.
He's up. Him and Liam are up there. I'd probably say best 2 in the league.
Yeah, I thought that. I only seen the boy.
Liam and him are a different player, but I would say he's the best striker in the league by a mile.
Who do you think is the best defender in the league? If you're midfielder defender, who's the best defender?
Probably one of Talbot centre halves. They conceded the lowest goals, didn't they?
McCracken or McPherson, I think that too.
I mean, I don't watch him a lot, but
yeah.
if your defenders are losing the least goals every week, they must be doing something right.
Well, certainly, yeah. I think I know Big Neil McPherson. He's great player. He always looks like he strolls a game at centre half for Talbot. So good picks. Right, let's move on to the let's find out more about the dressing room. Right. So we're asking you about your teammates. This is your chance to get your own back, because I think you've appeared a few times in some of these answers. So you get your chance here to slag off your teammates where you want to. All right, so who's the worst dressed?
Gowser. Don't even think about it. That's terrible.
That's not the first person to say Gowser so far. Who's the best trainer?
The best trainer, Ben Lewis, by a country mile.
Who's the funniest?
Calvin
Kemp. Okay. Worst trainer?
Worst trainer? Oh, Sam McCluskey. Aye.
He's the first time he's appeared here. That's interesting. Who's the moaniest? Now, you've appeared in this every time so far.
Davy Syme.
He did say you as well. Best player with the ball at his feet?
Apart from me, probably... I'd probably... Carlos probably best player. Really good with the ball at his feet, aye.
Who's the toughest?
The toughest? As in just about ourselves?
The hardest? The
hardest?
Who would you... If someone was going to back you in a fight, who would you want to back you? Who would be
probably Gaz.
Gaz. It's been between Gaz and Ricky. That seems to be the common...
I forgot about Ricky. Ricky probably kicks me emotions in. I'd probably have Ricky, actually.
Ricky and Gaz are the two that appears.
Ricky and Gaz, aye.
So, apart from yourself, worst taste in music?
Worst taste in music?
Because every time you've appeared so far.
I don't really listen to any of boys' music, so I don't.
The Gaffer's appeared a couple of times as well. Does he pick songs in the
maybe. Well, he's only he was only a person that's picked a few songs apart from me. So
there we go. Right, most skillful then.
I'd probably say Carlo again. He's into jiggling with a bonnet. That doesn't hang with me. He's always doing like running worlds and that. I'm trying to think who else is really. I can't really think of anybody else.
Who's the fastest?
How over what distance?
Just general. If you say fastest, who are you thinking the fastest player on your team? I'm not talking about 2 mile sprints or 5 yards or just open-ended questions. So whoever you think the fastest player is.
I don't know. We're not really over exceptionally quick wise, but I'd have probably said if you're doing 100 metres, probably we Mikey. Mikey was the one that was probably he got the quickest of everybody over that.
All right, who's the smartest?
Smartest? Oh, I'm trying about if anyone more smart. Probably we just go with Baz. He's the only one that kind of seems smart out of everybody in the team.
Right, on the opposite side then, who's the thickest or the dumbest?
Calvin Kemp by a mile. He'll accept that. So some of your stories for him, that's mental.
Do you play golf?
Nah, really, nah. I used to when I was younger, but not as much now.
So the next question is best golfer, but you probably need to be in the golfing kind of
Ben Lewis not there, I think.
I think Ben Lewis is but it's probably a better question if you know kind of the golfing scene. I know there's a few boys that like to play the golfing and stuff like that. Right, that's your questions about your teammates. I think we've got them all covered. Let's see if there are any comments on the YouTube channel or on the Facebook. As I say, remember we're coming up at about 8 o'clock. We have the 4 finalists for FIFA. It's been the semi-final, so we'll get that coming up very, very soon. We'll be hearing from them. Carlo Monte in the final of the FIFA PlayStation competition, which he told us last week in Core Rangers TV that he would be winning the competition. So he's only got one more step to go, so that should be pretty interesting to see. But join us for that in about 20 minutes or so. So I'm trying to think of what we can talk to you about. I'll find a minute. Let's see. How have you found like kind of coming to Kilwinning and because obviously the club itself moved from Abbey Park. You have played against Kilwinning at Abbey Park. How have you found the kind of the new setup at Buffs Park? How have you found that?
Well, I only played at Abbey Park once, and it was just after I came back from break my ankle. So when I went down to Largs, it was just like a hard cup game. But I think the new setup's really good. If you look at it for what league Buffs are granted, as in like professionalism, if you look at a club the Buffs are at now, they've got they've got an Astro pitch they can train on, a grass park behind it they can train on. They've got their own grass park, and they're building a stadium around it. Plus, they've got their own. They've got like the AME clubhouse bit that's getting built too. So really, I don't think there's any more to ask for in a club that's trying to be professionalism. Do you know what I mean? So I think the club's going the right way. It's only going up. So I think realistically that they're ticking all the boxes as they go along. So they can't really ask for any more. Do you know what I mean?
And in terms of, I think, aspiration, then obviously we're moving into we touched on earlier about the new league. But what do you think the club itself could become? Do you think the possibilities are high for Conan?
Definitely. If the team keeps doing well, it only means better for the club to go forward and go higher in the leagues, because there's no point, well, in my opinion, there's no point in funding a club and they're not going up anywhere. That's just pointless. But if a team keeps going, maybe going up divisions, you'll start to see more people be wanting to invest, and you'll start seeing more supporters will be coming to games, better players will be getting attracted. Do you know what I mean? As you go up your leagues, younger players will be getting more hungrier to try and play for a Kilwinning first team, just because they'll be on the same level as maybe other first teams who they weren't a few years previous.
Well, I think you touched on a good point there about the supporters. I think for Kilwinning as a town, Kilwinning's a big town. It's been 16,000 population. So in terms of comparison to other teams that are in like the League One, the Championship, League Two, for example, they're kind of on comparison with some of these places, maybe like Dumbarton and different places like that, where there's similar kind of size of town. And I think if you think about kind of the professional kind of setup, I mean, Kilwinning's going to have a senior football team basically now. So
definitely,
that's the thing I think I always think about for the fans, is that you've got a chance now to go and support a proper senior team. Oh, here we go. There's your teammates about to join us. We'll bring him in for a chat. Here he comes,
he is.
Mr. Monte himself. How you doing, Carlo?
How you doing? All right.
How's things?
Carlo.
No bad. Just been sitting listening to Alex there.
What did you make of Alex so far?
First question I've got, you didn't ask him it. Black Rooster or Nando's, Alex?
Nando's, oh yeah.
What's this? Right. What's the story there? What's the story with that?
What the guys him?
Honestly, I've got second quickest time in the changing room.
Second quickest time for what? Running to Nando's?
I knew this was going to come.
Nando's should be shut. Carl.
Benny's just raging because I beat him.
Ben, sorry.
Carlo, we were talking about FIFA just before you came on there. Alex says that the first time you guys ever played, he beat you.
I heard him say it. I checked the scores on my computer.
The first game I beat you. Remember I beat you first game?
It's on my telly.
Did I beat you? The first game?
He's got to retract. He's got
the first game, you know I beat you. Don't lie. Oh. He's lying. I can't believe he's lying.
Tommy Maitland is the only one that beat me. Davy Markey, sorry as well.
Carlo,
Markey, Tommy Maitland beat me.
Carlo, the first game it was Liverpool v Man City. I beat you. Don't lie, man.
Mate, we'll check that out. We'll check out. Carlo, you send me a screenshot later on, and we'll get
that.
I'm
PS4 after this. Because I know he's raging when I beat him.
You're bad upside down, Alex.
Oh. We'll get it fact checked, and we'll let the fans know. But Alex didn't want to play the FIFA competition, I don't think, because he was too scared to get beat.
I need to let Carlo be best, so isn't it? Go on in Rangers Football Club, do you know what I mean?
Oh, is that what it is?
He always comes second best to me. Bite.
Probably, let's see. Right, I've got another question for you, Alex, before we go on to Carlo and the FIFA tournament. It's came from Jack, the treasurer. How does the bus, like the training and the care you get from like the management team and the kit man compare to the other clubs you've played at?
Well, for the first thing, the kit man, wee Brian, does brilliant. Every time you get into training, your training kit's there, even your socks and your underpants, like your underpants, your Under Armour ones there, your trackies, gloves, anything you want's there for him. So I think that's probably it's probably the best club you could be at for like everything being prepared for you. Even on a Saturday, you get doing everything's there. Your cut socks, normal socks, your Under Armour's washed freshly for you. And I've got to say, the only thing the gaffer always emphasises on is you've just got to bring yourself and do a job. Even your boots are there, they're clean for you. So I don't think you can moan that the preparation's not there. So I think that's why sometimes when we come down and if people maybe have half-arsed a game, the manager maybe gets a bit more money because he's saying, well, the club's doing everything for you, everything they can for you. So all you need to do is go and play football. So I totally agree with him in that sense. So that's probably why. But yeah, the club's brilliant that way. Everything's prepared for you after a game. There's food, everything out there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so how many pairs of boots you got? I think Carlo's got about 10 or something. How many you got?
I think I've got doing it at the club right now. I think I've got 4 maybe. I think I've got 4 doing it at the club. Aye.
No enough. If you're listening to you, sometimes moaning about your boots, you're always wanting a new pair of boots.
You can never have too many pairs of boots. Never.
What colour of boots are you wearing?
Right now, I went for black this season. Carlo's actually slaughtered me this year. I just went for plain black. So I did.
Oh, right, okay.
Green next year, all green. I've seen them with the ones I want.
Nice. Well, when we get you that boot deal sorted out, you'll get you a wee pair of boots or something for next season. Well, Alex.
Oh.
Well, who knows? We'll see. But Alex, we're going to jump on and talk about the FIFA tournament. So thanks for joining us.
Anytime.
You're welcome to stay. But if you want to watch from afar and listen to us talk to Carlo, and we've got Mikey Moynihan from one of the youth teams, is one of the other boys as well, going to join us very soon.
I travelled down with Carlo this year. I've heard enough of what he's got to say. The guy's just a full-time liar. I don't want to hear about how he played with Celtic. I've heard it all year how he played with Celtic.
Well, there we go. There's the hot take there. Alex, thanks for joining us. I will see you soon.
Can I say one more thing? If we're going about if Carlo maybe lie again, but when I first came to the club, Carlo was him about technically was goodness. Ask Carlo how many look-gazeeds I've took off him, or the first time he played 2-touch, I took the look-gazeed off him. First day, I done that to Carlo, played 2-touch look-gazeeds, and Carlo is, I'm the best year at it. He owed me a look-gazeed 5 minutes later. I'll end it on that.
There you go. True story. Confirmed by Carlo. Maybe no FIFA, but that's it. You're better at the look-gazeed game, so there we go. Thanks, Alex, for joining us. And we'll see you soon. Cheers.
Square wheels.
See you later.
Square wheels.
I don't even know how to end this. I'll leave me now.
I'll kick you out, don't worry. Oh, there you go. He's got it. Right. All right. Welcome in, Carlo. I'm just going to bring in the other boys. I think Mikey from the youth team from 2004 Blues has just joined as well. So we'll bring Mikey in as well. He's your competitor, one of the competitors in the Xbox. You're on obviously the PlayStation. We're just waiting for just waiting for Mikey to get his audio up.
Right.
Hi, Mikey. How you doing?
Alright, how are you?
Not too bad. I've got Carlo. Just waiting for Logan to join, and we'll get chatting about the FIFA competition, how you've found that. And I think Carlo fancies himself as the entire winner, but I think you'll have something to say at some point on that front. We'll see what happens. Here's Logan. We'll get Logan in now as well. Just waiting for Logan to put his camera on, and he's good to go. There we go. Get Logan's ceiling. Don't have these. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. So Jared from the under 19s, he can't join us tonight. So we'll have a chat about the FIFA tournament so far. We'll have a chat with the three of you, the finalists. We've got the final, the PlayStation will be Carlo versus Logan. So this is the first time you've probably chatted about the PlayStation, or maybe had any warm-up games or anything against each other, played each other before it? Never played before. So it'll be coming in fresh, ready to play. And we've got Mikey Moynihan from the 2004 Blues. Mikey's the Xbox, one of the Xbox competitors. He's playing Jared Peacock at the under 19s. So the finals are going to be tomorrow night from about 7 o'clock. We're going to run them on Twitch at least. We might have some sort of TV type show like this, but we'll see what happens. But Carlo, you've been streaming already. I think you're going to turn yourself into a bit of a YouTuber or something. By the looks of it, I think you're quite keen on the old Twitch streaming.
Well, they tried it all day, obviously, for one of the games. I don't know how it obviously ran for people watching it, but obviously I do have the access to certainly give it a try and see if we can watch it, let you watch it.
Well, that's it. We'll hopefully have that. But let's just talk to Mikey on the Xbox first. Mikey, how have you found the competition so far? I've seen your results. You've had some big results throughout the competition.
Right. I mean, I thought my group stage was quite hard. I think Russell gave me a good game. Dean gave me a cracking game. I was told him won each the whole game. He scored an offside goal. Either way. I think Campbell McLean, semis, he barred me the whole game. I took my chances, beating him 4-3. Other than that, I mean, came up against Aberdeen, Celtics, some crazy teams, but I've won fine. I'm all right. Waiting.
Certainly some of your results have been high scoring, 6-7. I think you even had a 10-0 at some point as well.
I just take my chances well in some of the games, focus hard and score.
Do you play like Ultimate Team in your spare time? Are you one of these players that's kind of religious in Ultimate Team, are you?
At the start of the game I like to play it, and then I just get bored. I get so frustrated with the game. I just quit it so often, and then I just packed a team of season, so I'm back in it a bit now, but on and off. Yeah.
No, but like Carlo, he spends all his wages on his Ultimate Team. He's always in the Ultimate Team spending the wages.
That phone and online friendlies. I was watching the stream when he was playing. It's a bit laggy, but it was. I was watching, looking at some of the stuff.
Scoping him out.
Aye.
Scoping him out.
You're scouting, aye.
Scouting out, checking you out. It's that, making sure he knows what he's up against. So we'll see what happens. Logan, now moving on to you. How was your competition so far? How did you feel it went from the group stages right through?
I thought my group stage games were quite easy, relatively easy compared to I was quite nervous in the first game, obviously new tournament and that. But I think I was drawing 0-0 at half time. I ended up winning 6-0. And then when I beat the second boy Lewis, I spoke to him and he'd already beat the boy I was playing third 4-0 or something, and I beat him 8-2. So I was fairly confident. When I played Tommy, I think, in the last 16, I spoke to one of the boys in my team and he told me how he played, and I tried to change up how I played and went horribly wrong. So I ended up scoring in the 93rd minute to take it to a replay, or I would have been out. But I reckon that's the only thing so far that's worried me, but apart from that, I've been fine.
What about you, Carlo? How have you found the group stages and the knockout so far?
Firstly, been good fun. It's passed the time and kind of I brought everybody together, so I have quite enjoyed it. I don't obviously know about the younger ones, but it's brought the team together and stuff like that. A bit more with the boys that played in the tournaments across both consoles. So for me, that's been good as well, because obviously it engages the youth pathway and us as well, and the first team and the community as well. Everybody's also been open to playing it, so I've enjoyed that aspect. As regards to the gameplay, it's been good. Again, I've had some enjoyable games. I drew one of my group games 0-0 and scraped through. Obviously due to that, but since getting into the knockout, I found it quite straightforward from there. Hopefully,
I watched your game last night on you put it up on Twitch for the boys in the WhatsApp group, and it looked like you had a wee bit of a tougher match in that semi-final last night.
See, for maybe the first 10 minutes of the game where it was high press, and then once obviously I'd get the wacky 10 minutes out the way, I seemed to kind of know what I was up to from there. But I went into that game last night cold, no warm up, nothing. PlayStation straight on, let's go. So I don't know.
Let's go back into the semi-finals. Specifically, Michael, you mentioned that your game was probably your toughest game. What was going through your head during that match when you found it probably a bit more harder than maybe the games you played prior?
Oh, I was shaking the whole game. I was sitting there sweating, but it was his formation. I was checking his formation. He was playing 5 at the back. I couldn't break him down.
5 at the back. All right.
Like, I had Neymar and Mbappe up front, and I just couldn't break him down. He scored. I think he scored first every time until it went free, and I scored a scruffy goal then. But I was thinking during the game, if he wins this, I'm not too bothered, because he was better than me. So I was like, fair enough. And then when I scored that last goal, I was buzzing. So happy enough. That's good.
What about you, Logan? You were against a 12-year-old who was the youngest player in the competition. How did you find that game last night or the night before Monday?
I actually started out and I scored. I think I was up 3-0 in the first 15 minutes, so it wasn't really that. I think the second half he played better. It was one each in the second half. I don't know if he was just nervous or what, but I don't know if the first half anyway. I just seemed to blow him away. But I reckon he would have been a better player if he just calmed down a bit, because the second half it was one each, and I struggled in the second half. I would say it was one of my harder games of the second half, but I think the first half of the game was just by way. So yeah, it was all right.
Go back to you, Cal. How have you found 85 mode as a game mode? I know there's been a lot of discussion about that in the kind of on Twitter and Facebook and in the group chats and stuff about 85 mode. How have you found it?
I found it amazing. I've been able to run about with Scott Brown, Edward, and things like that, higher rated. So for me, I'm quite happy with it. But on a serious note, for me, it's probably quite fair, isn't it? It kind of levels every team out rather than overpowered players and fighting who wants to go who. It's basically, let's go. Let's see who's the better player and go from there.
Well, that's it. It gives a bit of variety as well, because it doesn't say you can have your Celtics. I think I've seen Kilmarnock as part of the teams, and a few people went Ajax as well, and it brings the level up. Whereas I think if you played in the normal FIFA mode, you'd have your Barca's, your Real Madrid's, your PSG's, your Liverpool, your Man City, and it probably wouldn't deviate much beyond them 5 teams. So, what about you, Mikey? How have you found 85 mode?
I think it's class. Me and my pals play now. Just mess about. You can go look up the toss players in the game and just use them up front with the next pay. I was looking at all the teams, and I was going in there before, checking with like all the stats and all that, and I wanted to go Liverpool anyway. I thought that Divock Origi up front and a 60-rate Glasgow guy up front, and the Glasgow guy's a baller. He's scored like all my goals. It's brilliant. Good.
What about you, Logan? How have you found 85 mode?
I've enjoyed it. I've got to go Rangers. So at first I was a wee bit sceptical, because I wasn't sure if players would keep their skill moves and stuff and how it would affect it. But when I was playing the first game, I thought the first half Liverpool were better. But as the tournament's on, it's just get easier. Everybody's just the same. I reckon the taller the player is, the better.
Right.
Because they've still got their pace in that, but it's just headers and athleticism, I would say. Big Joe Aribo's an animal, tell you that.
Carl will be playing Christian Ayer up front, probably, if that's the case. So what's your thoughts then in the final, Carl? What do you think? Do you think you've got what it takes to get the victory?
Well, I hope so. We'll see how it goes. It'll be a good game. I'm looking forward to it.
It's a two-leg game. The finals is a two-leg, best of two. No away goal. So if it's a draw by the end of the two-legged match, it's a replay. So potentially a third match if you have to. But yeah, remember 2 legs. Oh, Logan seems to have. It's back. Logan, you get any reply to that? Do you think? How's your chances? How do you feel?
I'm going to text Jamie, who drew with Carlo in the group stage, tomorrow before I play him in that, and just see how to play against them. But I reckon it will be a good game. I don't know too much about how he plays in that. It's just got to adapt early on in the game and take it from there. First goal's crucial.
And what team are you going? Carlo? Celtic will be again?
French Eddie hat-trick.
And
French Eddie hat-trick.
So you Rangers then, Logan? You gonna be?
I'm Rangers. I'll take Morelos hat-trick then.
Right, okay, we'll see.
I've faced them 5 times, I think, in this tournament. No Morelos, no goals against Celtic. Nothing new there.
Well, there we go. There we have it. What about you, Mikey? What's your thoughts in your semi-final? Your final rather.
I know nothing about him. I'm happy with the final anyway, so I'm not bothered if I win. I mean, obviously I want to get through the playoff, play the PlayStation one, but at the end of the day, I'm happy about the final. It's good enough, but hopefully I can smash them and get a good result.
What team will you be going? Liverpool again?
Aye, probably. They've been winning my games, so might as well just play them.
Big Origi up front again. Is that the plan?
Yeah.
There we go. If Jared's watching, if he's secretly watching, you know that he's going to be playing Origi up front. So, do you know? I think. Who did I see playing Liverpool? I think one of the other boys. I think it was playing Davy Syme, and he played. He played with Liverpool, and he had Origi up front as well. And I couldn't understand that, but now speaking to you guys about the taller thing, it makes sense that Origi plays because he's got the stats the same as the other boys, but he's tall. But obviously, looking ahead, we've got the console finals, and we're going to plan to have an event at some point when events are allowed to happen again, where basically the winner of the Xbox and the winner of the PlayStation will play off against each other. And again, a 2-leg match, one on PlayStation, one on Xbox. How do you feel, boys, for who are playing PlayStation? We'll go you, Carl, first. How do you feel about playing Xbox if you were to get to the final?
Cross console between the two of them, playing a game and a one-off final, or would it be? So
you play one each. So play a PlayStation game, then an Xbox game to decide the ultimate Cohen Rangers FIFA champion.
Aye, that would be fine. Aye, no issue with that.
No concerns about the Xbox pad or anything like that. You were moaning the other day about it being too big and.
I was only saying that to Davy Syme. It was Davy Syme I was saying it to, was it?
Aye.
I've just disagreed with him, chalk and cheese, that was it. Just trying to annoy Davy.
Just there to wind him up.
The pad, I'm not too fussed as regards it. It's more, I think the gameplay's slower on the Xbox than what it is on the PS, but other than that, I don't think there's too much in it.
What about you, Logan? If you have to play on the Xbox, how do you feel?
I had an Xbox up until about 5 months ago. I've just chopped and changed. I prefer the PS4, but like my pals had the Xbox, so I had an Xbox One and then got a PS4 maybe 4 months ago, just before Christmas. Well, just before Christmas, November time, got a PS4 back, so I'm fine with both of them.
Oh, well, yeah, they'll be well trained. What about you, Mikey? What do you think of the PlayStation? You're obviously an Xbox player at heart, but how do you feel about maybe having to play PlayStation?
I mean, my pals used to play PlayStation like all of them, but now they're on Xbox now, so I've had a bit of practice, but I mean, I'll try and adapt it. I'll try my best. It's not.
Well, there we have it.
What's your prediction?
My prediction.
What? So. From afar.
Let me think. Prediction-wise, I'm going to go with Mikey to win the full thing. I've watched his scores come in, and I was told about Mikey's performances way before this all started. I was tipped off very early on, and I've been watching him closely. He's the youngest guy in this tournament left. I think he's got a good chance of beating us both at some point. There we go. There's the hot take there. That's what I'm gonna go with. Put my cards on the table. Mikey to win. I'll be rooting for Mikey all the way. As much as I love you, Carlo, I'm gonna be rooting for Mikey all the way.
That's fine. That's all right.
All right, boys. Thanks for joining us. Just to remember, tomorrow night we're going to play the finals. They will be live on Twitch, regardless whether that's with myself talking over them, and chatting crap and commentary. Carl, what did you think of my commentary? Actually, there's a question. You were listening to my commentary the other day. What did you make of my commentary?
Come on, Ben. Don't be. Come on. Don't be like that. It's a shame. Ben was commentating, obviously, in my game, and he's passing comments and some of the players. Julian, I've not seen him play, so next time Julian gets the ball and away easy up the right, cut back, goal. Who else did you say?
Dembele, wasn't it? You brought in Karaoke on Dembele at like 70 minutes, and I was like, oh, I've never seen him appear in FIFA before. And then you went and done some skills. Do you think he must have high skill moves or something like that? And then you brought him in, and he banged a goal in about 5 minutes later.
See, that's the good thing about the 85 mode. If the players have got the good skill rate, good skill moves, then you can do all the kind of functionalities you want to do, regardless of whether you're Barcelona or whoever else it may be, one of the lower teams, Celtic, Rangers. So, no, that's how the mode's enjoyable as well. It evens it out.
And in terms of preparing for the finals, are you going to be playing matches? Go you, Carlo, first. You're going to be practicing for the next day or so.
What time's the final? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow from 7.
From 7. I probably won't have any time to play a game. If I do, I'll probably play one game or something like that online before I play it. But tomorrow, after work, it'll probably just be a quick game and then final. Straight
into it. What about you, Mikey? You're going to be practicing plenty?
I like to go into the games on a high. I always want to, all my team would lose, and then I get frustrated. So I'll probably just sit in pro clubs and mess about in that, just to keep me going. That's what I normally do before the games. But I'll just mess about and then hopefully win the final if I can.
What about you, Logan? Are you going to be preparing?
Well, it's hard to play because when you play like seasons around with a team that's all players like high rated and that, it's hard to adapt to 85 rated. So I'll probably play a couple of games this seasons before it tomorrow, but I'll know the end tonight. It's just don't like to lose before it, and I've played every game I played before. I've not lost it, so I might not even play it before it actually, just in case.
You'll be going to speak to your mate Jamie and get the lowdown on Carlo's abilities beforehand.
Yep, just got to Snapchat him right now.
Excellent. Well, let's just say once again, thanks for joining us, boys. Watch out for the stream tomorrow. It'll be, say, 7 o'clock ish. Once we get everything set up and going, there'll be 2 games from on each console at least to watch. You can tune in, tell your friends. I'm sure there'll be people really interested to see what happens. But good luck, everyone. Wish you all the best for the final, and thanks for joining us.
Cheers.
Cheers. See you later.
Bye.
All right, so that's the roundup for the FIFA tournament. We've got as I say, the finals. The console finals are tomorrow night from 7. So please do join us if you're interested in what happens in the final. A good spread of people in there. A couple of players from the under-19s and 21s. We've got Mikey from the 2004 Blues, and we've got obviously Carlo from the first team as well. So a good mix, a good spread. It's good to see a few people. And again, the whole point of this tournament was really just to bring a bit of kind of release some boredom of during lockdown. It also allows us to bring the first team together with the youth pathway, because we've got a wide number of players through the youth pathway, and some of those boys will obviously play with each other and kind of in training and things like that as they kind of move to step up to the first team. But there's never been a time, for example, where you've had kind of your younger kids playing or involved with the first team too much. So it's been a good opportunity, and it's been a good experience, I think, for everyone. So tune in tomorrow. Say 7 o'clock. We'll put the link up on Facebook and Twitter for that. If you want to watch the stream, it might be on YouTube, it might be on Twitch. I'm just still kind of playing around with the technologies and stuff that comes with that. So yeah, once again, thanks all for joining. Just a final comment from myself. Just a few things. Buffs Foundation. I'm going to be sending out some emails tonight from people who have been asking some questions. I've been quite busy with my actual day job, so I'll be sending some stuff out later on tonight. So watch out for that. got the hidden team still running. If you want to get yourself in the hidden team, it's £6 entry. You can win yourself £3. All the money raised will be going towards pitch improvements for the first team and around the sports club. So yeah, thanks for that. If you have already bought a ticket, so we've got a new kind of website up and running. You can find that on Facebook and Twitter as well. So make sure you check out that. But I say thanks for joining us for a live Q&A and a kind of chats with the FIFA boys there. We'll be back next week, as always, 7 o'clock. So don't miss that. I'll reveal the player we have. In fact, I can tell you just now, actually, it's Ricky Hanvey. So Ricky's going to be joining us next week at 7. So look out for that. But I say thanks again for coming along, and I'll speak to you all soon. Cheers.